This time, it goes far beyond the mainstream media just filling your head with nonsense for the fuck of it. This time, it goes far beyond distracting you. This time, they are in full damage control. Recently, the mainstream media has been buzzing non-stop about this governor who dressed up in blackface and had a picture of him taken next to a friend dressed up as a KKK member at a costume party in his medical yearbook back in 1984. Now, Hillary Clinton came out and issued a tweet saying enough is enough, it's time for him to resign. The entire media has let this fill their news narrative for the past 2 days, all while at the same time ignoring the issue at hand, which Donald Trump so poignantly pointed out. He himself single-handedly drew attention to a topic that everybody is still ignoring. And I don't know if people really want to wake up to what's going on, because if they wanted to see it, they would open their eyes and see it. America, my friends, has fallen into the hands of evil. This is nothing more than a distraction to keep your eyes away from the fact that they tried to pass laws in the United States of America that would have made it legal to murder a baby after it was born if the doctor and the mother agreed that it was a viable option. I shit you not, this is America in 2019. Their argument went from my body, my choice, all while at the same time telling people that take drugs, we're gonna lock you up for the next 40 years, but my body, my choice, I can kill my baby if I want, all while disregarding the father's rights, all while at the same time setting up the entire justice system in the United States to tear the family apart and force a male to go to work and pay for a child who he has no say in how it's risen. It's single-handedly destroying the United States of America. Now, this governor came out and supported these bills and these laws that would allow a mother to abort their baby post-birth. And when this backfired on the Democratic Party and they realized that the United States is not sick enough yet to let this happen, they turned their backs on this man and laid him out on the railroad tracks to get ran over by the Trump train. We need to wake up and realize this is way fucking bigger than you think. If they would have managed to get this stuff on the books, what happens when it goes to the Supreme Court after Donald Trump appoints a new Supreme Court justice? The precedent has already been set, and it makes it very hard for the Supreme Court to overturn anything. And let's just say, man, the sacrifices to Morlog would only get more and more extravagant. 1.72 billion babies have already been aborted in the United States. And the energy that that's given this evil is so sickening, I can't even fathom how far it really stretches. And now, they've gotten so arrogant that they're actually telling you, we want to abort your living children. And you know what? More than half of the liberals would support this without a second thought. Not because they don't think it's wrong deep down inside, because everybody knows it's wrong to kill a baby. Ask any woman who's ever had an abortion if her soul was the same afterwards. Ask any man who's ever had a child murdered without having a say if his soul was ever the same afterwards. And then ask yourself, why in God's green earth is this happening? Why have we allowed it to happen? And you want me to believe that there's anything worth saving left in this society? We need to wake up and realize that this stuff is going on right under our noses, and we're fucking funding it. We're giving money to Planned Parenthood every single year. And every single year, hundreds of thousands of more babies are killed without a voice. How many cures were lost for diseases. How many children that could have changed the world never had the chance to take a breath? And now you want to give them the ability to breathe, only to rip their life from them right after they've received the ability to appreciate anything. You're sickening. And now you're going to throw a man who's probably not any worse than anybody else in the Democratic Party under the bus just to obfuscate away from the fact that you wanted to frickin' allow human sacrifice inside the borders of the United States. And what doctor who's taken the Hippocratic Oath would ever contemplate doing something like this? And there has to be a few, because these bills do not hit roundtable discussion, let alone debate on the floor, without some kind of medical and scientific studies or support. It doesn't get through committee without all of that stuff getting taken into account. And you know what's even worse, man? What's even worse is it would have passed if the Republicans didn't frickin' win the Senate. That's what's sickening. You have to realize Donald Trump being elected is not the main focus here. Like, yes, he's drawing fire. He's drawing fire away from me and you. He's allowing me and you to go out there and do the dirty work. All while he's taking all of the heat. All of the heat. You think us having to fight censorship is anything? He takes all of the heat, gives us the ability to go out here and do the dirty work. But at the same time, Donald Trump is nothing more than a catalyst. He is the doorway to real change. He understands that there's not much in this society that is worth saving. He is a man who has restructured so many businesses. He understands that once a business becomes so corrupt, there's no coming back from it. You can't fix something after it's deteriorated to a certain point, or the ideas and the infrastructure that it's built on begins to deteriorate to a point that it's self-detrimental. Let's look at Flint, Michigan as an analogy. You can't fix that water treatment center and those pipes. You have to go in and clean up everything and start brand fucking new. There's nothing worth saving there. It's easy to see. But us as humans, no. We cling on to these ideas that are killing us. We know they're killing us. We know that they're killing our children. But we allow it to keep happening. And not only that, we self-sacrifice. And we loathe ourselves so much that we allow it to happen. So while you're going around standing at the water cooler talking about this blackface and how racism's a problem, you're neglecting to realize that 1/3 of the women in that office have probably already sacrificed a child to Morlog and not even known it. And they know deep down inside it hurts them every single day when they think about it. If you're listening to this and you've had an abortion and you're mad at me, don't be mad at me. You know damn well that I'm right. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to go through that. But you put yourself through it. You didn't have the strength to raise that child. You didn't have the strength to challenge this world and this system because you were scared. Not only were you scared, you were brainwashed into believing that you made the right decision. It's sad. I pray for you. I'm not perfect. I will never claim to be. But even the most savage of animals in prison will gladly kill somebody who's harmed a child. And anybody that can stand up and say that they support this bill, this law, and this movement that's sweeping across my once great, now deteriorated and depraved country, me and you, We're never going to see eye to eye.